of Iyah has this man. This is the Vav. So I'll just make notice. We'll go through. If you want to try some others, if we have 640, I'm sure you'll find some others here. All the most important things you know about is here. So here, let's say this word here. There's a shin and a bet and a taf. Shabbat. Right. This is the beginning. Shabbat, and then the rest of the letters is Shabbat Yarei. Right. This is here the rest. You have Shabbat. Let's write it. This is right. Bereishit. Right? Now here, maybe we'll just go and understand. This is Shabbat. What does Yareh mean?
Fear.
Okay, so this is here where he said, Hebrew, there's 3 words for fear in Hebrew. It's a very important thing, because this is a real misunderstanding people have about God. You've ever heard about the fear of God? What do we fear of? When I fear God, what do I feel of going to hell?
Punishment.
What?
Fear of punishment.
Fear of punishment. So here I'm going to tell you here that there is a difference, because Maimonides says that's not what we fear. So then, I don't know, you have to know a bit of Hebrew, but do you know any other words for fear in Hebrew?
Pachad.
Pachad. There's one word which is called Pachad. Ani mefached, it means I'm frightened. And then the other one we said is Yareh. And then there's another one which is not such a popular one, it's called Eimah. You see it in the Torah. Now what's the difference between these 3? And this, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai wrote. He wrote the Zohar more than 2,000 years ago. And today psychology is talking all about this. Because people have fears. So they don't understand what's the fear. So why do we need 3 words? Just say fear. Like in English, you have one word, fear. You don't need so much. It's a whole waste of that. So here comes the Zohar. Shimon Bar Yochai says there are 3 types of fear, and you can't mix them up. So you have to know this. He says Pachad in Hebrew. If you take the word and split it into 2, so let's split here. So what's pa? What does pa mean? Pa means here. Pa. What does chad mean in Hebrew?
Holy.
Chad means, no, that's chad with a gimel. Chad means sharp. He says there's one type of fear. It's the fear of the known. Here it's sharp. Let's say somebody breaks a glass and you have no shoes on. You have to be careful, because you don't want to step on the broken glass. It says one fear is the fear of the known, and it's always called pachad. When you know the problem and you're fearing of the problem. He says, I'll jump down to here. He says, Eimah. What does A mean? Let's say, what does Ma mean in Hebrew?
What?
Yeah, what? This is the fear of the unknown. Eimah. What is going on? It's like, let's say I'll turn off the light here in the room, and everything's dark, and you walk in. What are you frightened of? Of the unknown. It's not the same fear as this one at all. Here, you know what it is, so you know what to fear. Here, this is the fear of the unknown. So that's why he says this is fear number 1, fear number 2. Yirah, fear number 3, he says, which this is what Shabbat Yareh, he says is, let's say all of a sudden you walk in the street, and let's say you meet somebody you really respect. So what happens? So you're in awe. He can't do anything to you. So let's say you now walk into the room, and all of a sudden Rabbi Edelstein is there. Now, he can't do, but you have always. This is a whole different type of fear. And he says, this is when you say Yirat Shamayim, he says, the fear of God, it doesn't say Pachad or Eimah. He says the fear of God is because you don't want to lose the connection with God. That's the real. It says not because if you're frightened of the punishment, you're not frightened of God. You're frightened of punishment. And that's why these 2 are not. That's why it says Shabbat. Yarei says Shabbat. I'm not frightened of Shabbat. But since Shabbat is the most connecting day of the week where God says I'm so open, he says that's why you don't want to lose that. So it says Shabbat Yarei. Okay?